Ladies and gentlemen, this is the juiciest cheeseburger I know how to make. Hello everybody, welcome to Dad's Cookin'. I'm Dad. Anywho, let's get started. We're gonna start with a 80-20 ground chuck to make our patties with. There we go. You want the meat as cold as possible. So if you put this in the freezer for about, say, 5 to 10 minutes before you're ready to start cooking your patties, that'll just allow you to form the patties better. There you go, and you'll get a better texture. Now, when you're forming your patties, though, make sure that you don't press too tightly. All right, we're not looking for the Incredible Hulk or anything to make these, just nice and loosely. There we go. That way, you get a nice shaped patty, plus the loose patties will allow for pockets of fat to flow through, and that'll just make it even juicier. All right. Once you're done forming your patties, make sure you press down in the middle, right here. That way you don't end up with a softball-shaped burger at the end. These patties like to plump in the middle. All right. And we're gonna have just like a little baby burger here. That's perfectly fine. There we go. All right, I'd like to take this opportunity to remind everybody that when we're cooking, I think it's important for us to remember that cooking is supposed to be fun and relaxing. So today I have my meditation juice. Dad's a little bit tired today, so that's more of a go fast juice, but it'll serve the purpose just fine. We have our patties here, so let's get them with some black pepper, some salt, a little bit of onion powder, and sprinkle that on. A little bit of garlic powder. Oop, that's a lot of garlic powder. That's okay. All right, so I'm gonna season both of these. I don't want to waste your guys' time, so I'm just gonna speed through this part. All right, so we formed our patties. I'm making sure I press them down kind of firmly in the middle. Again, I don't want these to swell up on the inside. So I have the patties all seasoned and ready to go, seasoned on both sides, press the middle. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put these in the fridge for about 5 minutes or so. See you in a minute. While we're waiting, let's take a sip of our meditation juice.
This is what I've been missing.
All right, while we are waiting for our burger patties in the fridge, let's make a nice burger sauce. So we're gonna do a pickle relish, slice up a dill pickle. These are just pickles that I got from the store. If you have some really nice pickles that you prefer, please try those out too. These are just a nice dill pickle. Let's see, this also works very well with sweet pickles too if you ever want to try that out. So we're just kind of giving a rough dad chop.
Hassan chop!
Doesn't need to be precise, we're just trying to get this nice and small so it mixes up in a sauce pretty well. Next, we're gonna add 3 sauces in particular. The first one we're gonna add is some mayo, and I like Japanese Kewpie mayo, but a couple weeks ago I made this kimchi mayo, and why not add a little bit extra flavor? So as we all know, the kimchi adds extra umami. Mom's gonna hate me for that one. So we have our mayo. Next that goes in is a little bit of ketchup. So about that much or so. Last we're gonna do just a dab of mustard. Just yellow mustard's fine. So I like to mix this up first, and then I'll throw the pickle in afterwards. All right. And the ratio of mayo, ketchup, and mustard is about, I'd say, 1/3 mayo, 1/3 ketchup, and then like quarter mustard and pickle relish.
You take your 30-30 and a third chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning at sacrifice.
I think that mustard and the pickle kind of do the same job. Of course, if you want this sauce a little bit sweeter, you want to go with a little bit more of the mayo and the ketchup. If you want a little bit more tart, then you want to go a little bit more mustard. So try that stuff out and let me know in the comments below how it'll work out for you guys. All right. And don't forget to taste it.
He tastes it. He tastes it and tastes it, then tastes it some more.
Okay. It's nice and tangy and sweet. It's got all the right mixins. I think that's a good ratio. Maybe just a little bit more of the mayo. There we go. That's done. So we're gonna set this aside for when the burger's ready to go. Our burger patties are out of the fridge. Nice and cool to the touch. The reason that we let these guys sit in the fridge is so that the seasoning can absorb up into the meat. Also, the surface of these patties gets a little bit dried, which will give us a nice crust when it's done cooking, okay? All right, so why don't we head over to the frying pan and we'll get that stuff sorted out. All right, so we're gonna let that heat up and get to smoking. And just as a little bit of insurance in case you're worried about something sticking, now this is a little bit seasoned, but for anybody out there who doesn't have for anybody out there who has a cast iron but doesn't know how to oil it and season it, I'll just show you how to do that real quick because it won't hurt this frying pan. So we're gonna pour in about a teaspoon of oil or so, get a paper towel. We're just gonna spread it evenly on the frying pan like this. Spread her evenly. All right, we're getting pretty near smoke point for the frying pan, but you know, we have black surface, so it's kind of tough to see the smoke. So what I like to do is I like to take a little bit of meat, throw it down just to see if it's ready to sear. We're going to use this little burger patty as our tester. All right, you can hear that thing sizzling, so we know it's ready to go. I might as well just cook this thing all the way through since it's here. Okay, so now we're at a nice smoke point. We've tested out with our baby burger, and we're ready to throw down our actual meat. Before you start, I recommend having an instant read meat thermometer on hand and, of course, a spatula. I have a tiny one because it's good for angles, but the meat thermometer has saved me many a time. All right, so you're just gonna slap her down.
That's what she said.
All right, let's see if we have room for all three. Oh yeah. And these three are probably gonna cook for about, say, 2.5 minutes on each side. I want to get a really nice crust. If you're doing this at home inside, I recommend using a fan. I'm not doing it right now because the fan would be pretty darn loud, I think. While these guys are cooking, it's a great time to go get some meditation juice.
Inner peace.
All right, let's take a look. And we flip. Ooh, yeah. That's a nice crust. Now we're gonna go from a high to like a medium-low heat. We have this nice crust on one side. The heat will still be there to get a nice crust on the other side. I just don't want to overcook the surfaces while the inside's still cooking. Make sure we're checking the temperature of these patties. Okay. There we go. All right, the temperature on these is about 110 or so. I like a nice medium rare patty, so I'm looking for about 135. I will put the temperatures for each level of doneness on the screen here in a second. And we wait. All right, I'm gonna have to drain a little bit of this beef fat, but please do not throw it away. Pour it into a bowl or something so you can save it for a soup or a stock later on.
Waste not.
But I'll be right back. All right, we're back. And we're gonna flip. Do not be afraid to flip these patties. You know, we're looking for an even heat. We're not looking for one side to be burnt and the other side to be on its way to cooking still. So don't be afraid to flip them. Now let's check their temperature. All right, this one's getting pretty close. That one's right on the money. All right, that one's a little bit over. All right, these are looking pretty darn good. They're all about 130 or so. So we're gonna kill this heat. We're gonna put them on a plate and let them rest. There we go. It doesn't matter what you're doing. When you're done cooking, eggs, beef, chicken, whatever, let these things rest. They're not gonna get cold. It's just gonna trap a lot of that moisture and keep them juicy. So we're gonna let these sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. All right, and while we're waiting for the patties to rest, why don't we toast some buns, because we have plenty of beef fat in there and this is gonna be yummy. Just like that. And for anybody at home saying, boy, that's unhealthy, welcome to America.
I have a permit. This just says I can do what I want.
All right, everybody, toaster buns, our patties have rested. And now I'm gonna put these patties back in the frying pan. Of course, you don't have to use your hands, but it's my house and I'm dad, so I do what I want. There we go. But we're missing something very important from these burgers, aren't we?
What?
That's right, we gotta put some cheese on these burgers. So you can put whatever kind of cheese you like on there. There we go. I think the favorite is American cheese, but I really like Colby Jack is my wife's favorite, and I definitely am a fan of Pepper Jack. There we go. Now I want to use the lid and a bit of water. And some fast reflexes. Here we go. That cheese will melt in about maybe 30 seconds. There we go. And voila! We have our melted cheese on our burgers cooked to medium rare. I'll see you over on the other side for plating. So now we're ready to plate. So we're going to do a bit of our sauce. Going on the top and the bottom of all of our sandwiches, that way the flavor's everywhere. Next we're going to do our lettuce on the very bottom, that way it doesn't wilt when you put the patties on there. Followed by our patties, Pepper Jack, and Colby Jack. Alright, now if you're in a restaurant, you're going to want to use utensils, but my hands are nice and clean, so why not use those? They're God's utensils. Alright, next we got, for right on top, I got some tomatoes. And then for the chicken sandwich video, I did some sauteed mushrooms and onions, and I would normally do this for a burger of mine, but they are already done, so let's use them for this. There we go. And there we go. Besides getting one of these burgers upside down, oh no! I did 2 tops and 2 bottoms. Right, now tell me with a straight face that's not the best looking burger you've ever seen. Alright. And look at that. Juice just coming out of it. That is fantastic. But it doesn't matter how it looks, gotta take a taste. Ain't nothing better. So let me know in the comments down below, what's your burger recipe? Please everybody, like, share, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. I've been Dad. I'm gonna eat these burgers.